And welcome to Legendary Tactics. Today we've got Android Netrunner on the deck, and it's NATO Potato versus Cax, and we are playing two blind decks here. We got Jinteki versus Gabriel, and it is going to be a battle royale. Nate, good luck.
Thank you.
You're
going to need it more
badly.
than me. You're going to need it more than me.
Oh, with my opening sonnet here, you will be very, very much in trouble. Randall.
So tell me what the special powers are here. You guys are teaching me this game. Jinteki, what do you do?
So Jinteki is all about tricks and traps.
And what's your identity, though? What does he do?
My specific identity is that whenever an agenda is scored or stolen, I will be trashing one of Nate's cards in his hand.
Oh, that's what net damage is. All right. And Gabriel Santiago, what is your specialty?
Every time I make the first time I make a successful run on HQ each turn, I gain $2. So I'm all about money.
So I'm going to be seeing Cax get some ice up over his HQ rather quickly.
Oh, that you will indeed.
But Jinteki doesn't usually have a lot of ice, and the ice that it has is not that strong. So, he's got some money, though.
And you're absolutely right, Randall. First off the hop, I will be getting some ice up.
Which piece of ice did you put up?
That remains to be seen.
Sorry, Nate, I tried.
I know, thanks.
Just whisper.
All right.
So you can see that I put a little server 1 up there. Jinteki's full of traps, but also there are agendas. So it could be either a trap or an agenda, or another excellent card. Oh, and Nate is going to go to explode.
I'm going to see. See, it's a snare.
It is indeed a snare.
Oh, that Jinteki. Favorite Jinteki trap.
That's a snare right in front of his HQ.
No, it's in server 1. He was trying to trick me.
Oh, very good.
Into an early loss, but not going to happen.
What would happen if you trigger the snare?
If you trigger this a snare, if the Corp can pay $4, then he does 3 net damage, so I have to lose 3 cards, and the runner gets a tag, which can be bad. The one thing that so he's trashed the card because he gave it away.
You'll never forget what that was. So
yeah, well, exactly. It was useless now that the cover had been blown. So this is a very common Jinteki kind of trick, is to
spam the servers.
Spam as many servers as you can. Make sure that there's lots of tough decisions to be made. Are they a snare? Are they an agenda? We shall have to see. All right, so I'm going to.
So Cactus, tell me, what are you going to do to overthrow Nate this game?
Well, I'm going to throw a lot of tricks and traps at him and see if I can't confuse him into absolute conundrum and loss.
So what I did right away was I used a card called Special Order that allows me to search for the ice that I want. The main ice that I'm concerned with, again, with Jinteki, is again the Sentry ice. So I pulled out my Mimic, which breaks that kind of ice, and we're going to see what we run into here. So I'm going to see what's on HQ.
Abilities are.
Run on HQ and see what's here. Oh, it's a code gate.
Code gate.
You jerk.
So right away he's going to lose a click, and he's going to end the run.
Turn. Prematurely.
Well done. And that ice has been rezzed.
Good. Now I got to find a code gate breaker in here someplace.
So I'm going to start a new server.
6 credits.
Throw another card in that server 3. And just to be safe, I'm going to get an extra $1. Just to give myself a little more money early game and make sure that I can pay for any ice that I need to pay for. Perhaps res cards I need to res.
So it says 3 of 4 MU unused, Nate. Is there a way you can increase your MU?
Yep, there are chips and consoles you can install to help out with that. Yeah, so it's you can usually your console will give you a bit of a boost in that area. So I don't know if this is worth installing, but I'm going to use Crash Space to.
So you can break Sentry and Barrier now.
And Barrier right now. So right now I just want to be able to break any of his ice. That's my goal. Is I need my code gate breaker soon, and then I'll be able to at least get in. Oh, and Melange mining core. So he's got a lot.
So what I've done is I've res Melange there on server 3, and for my 3 clicks I got $7. And there's also a piece of ice guarding it. So if he wants to get in to trash it, he'll have to go through the ice as well.
Oh, wow.
So
I'm going to have to run and see what that is. Feel fairly protected. It's just if there's a code danger. Oh, it's just the hunter.
So I will trace him for 3.
Actually,
So
I can't break it.
You're not boosting the trace at all, Cax, there?
No, I won't boost the trace because he has $8, so there's not a lot of point to.
But it's good to know it's there too. It can be very nerve-wracking when the Corp has everything kind of showing. There's very little to intimidate the runner, but nothing's scarier than when you're trying to break us through a server and you can't tell what's there. It's very nerve-wracking.
You've just shut down his economy there, though.
Right, but I got my $7 out of it, or $6 out of it, so it paid itself. It did what I wanted it to do.
Okay.
Yeah. And actually, that Crash Base I installed, I wasn't sure about it at the time, but that gives me 2 recurring credits that I can use for removing tags. So it means if I run through that hunter and I get a tag, I just have to spend a click, and it'll provide the money to remove that tag every single time. So it takes the wind out of that hunter a little bit, which is nice. But I just need to make sure I've got the the code gate breaker is the one piece I'm missing right now.
And you're not thinking you should run on server 1 or 2 and take a risk there because you're off to a slow start.
It's one of those things where, I'm waiting for him to, he hasn't done anything with those, which is, could just be a bluff. That's one of those fun things you can do with Jintekis. You can have agendas sitting out in plain view and the runner is hesitant to give it a go. I'm just going to play it safe, I think, this turn.
Cax,
still early. There's no agendas scored, so if he scores one, it's...
Cax, do you mind turning the game audio down for the lobby sounds, the game sounds?
Sure. Can do that.
Oh.
After I score my agenda.
Oh.
So that Nate also suffered a meat damage there as well.
Yeah, so I had to lose a card. Luckily, it was access to Global Sec, which is not a make or break kind of card.
Okay. So you had to click to do a meat damage on him, Cax?
Nope. All I had to do was score that agenda. That's my ability. Every time agenda is scored, he will take net damage. A card will be lost.
Okay.
There is a card face down in archive, so because I have Desperado, instead of just clicking for a credit, I'm going to run on archives. At least that way I get to see what card is there. It's not anything, but just on the off chance, it's worth a look. See. I don't know if this is going to be worth installing, but I think I'll just throw Data Sucker. Data Sucker gives me a counter on it every time I get a successful run, which means I can really drop the value of I can drop the amount of dropped the strength of ice down a lot.
Perfect. Another server up there, and you're really thinking these are traps, server 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's tough to say sometimes. I mean, I know I think I've got infiltration in this deck, which is that card which lets me reveal. So if I am lucky enough to get that, then that'd be good.
Of all the corps, which one is the most nerve-wracking to play against in that run?
Of all the corps, Jinteki for me is because of all the traps, and you can lose very quickly on a bad run and a bad mistake.
Cactus,
So I'm going to try
same question
just
to you.
hopping this first piece of ice, seeing what's there. See if we can maybe nab an agenda that he was.
Okay, 1 second here. Yeah, so what I'm going to do here is I have to allow the auto pass here, so I will let you through. But before you actually go, Nate.
Yeah. So I'm through the ice.
I'm going to actually res up. And if you're about to expose a card, you may res.
Yeah. Zaibatsu Loyalty.
And it for $1.
But that's to expose a card, not access a card.
He can't protect server 4 from being exposed?
Well, exposing is like, you know how I did my infiltration card? That is exposing a card, where basically I peek. But that doesn't block me from accessing the card. That blocks so if I were to play infiltration, oh, that's even better. So I just trashed another Melange mining corp on him, so that's why he's so nervous.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I didn't really want that card to be trashed. Yeah,
he was like, I don't want that one to be trashed.
And there can only be 3 of those in his deck, correct?
Yes, maximum.
Two are gone.
Two are gone for sure. Now
there are ways to pull back.
But in the core set, there's not really a lot of ways to pull back cards from discard. So once something is in the heap or in the archives, it's kind of dead. There's a few cards which allow you to pull back, but there's not a lot. So that was a big economic blow. He was looking to.
He's gone very quiet.
Yeah, he has gone quiet. He's constantly getting out.
Starting to feel bad for him. We'll have to start talking about him in the third person soon.
Yes, exactly. So if sometimes against Jinteki, if you think you might hit a trap or something where you have to, pay some cards, then it's not a bad idea sometimes to overdraw. So then you've got extra cards in hand, which you have to finish the turn with 5 cards, but you can draw as a bit of like protection. That's good.
That's smart.
Oh man, that is really annoying. Okay, could be a trap.
It was well timed when he did it, but he could be trying to race through an agenda.
He could, and this is always the thing with Jinteki. I mean, all corps have traps, but it seems like Jinteki is made for this, kind of thing. So
can you absorb the damage if it's?
I can, yeah.
Yeah, take it then. Why not?
I would just clean out my hand, though. That's the only thing.
It's fine. You need agenda points more than you need cards in your hand right now.
Yeah. I guess we'll hop his ice again.
Yes.
We can grab it. Oh, nice. That was worth. It's a bit nerve-wracking because I was thinking that could have been a Project Junebug, and I would have had to pay, a bunch of cards to.
It was worth. You're welcome, Nate.
That was totally worth.
Oh, he just needed one more click. Or did he need one more click or 2 more on that one?
He needed to. He had advanced it twice, so he needed to advance it 5 times for that. So he would have advanced. He would have scored it this turn.
He would have scored it. Yeah.
Yeah. Which would have put him at quite the advantage where he would have been up 5-0. So this at least balances it out a little bit.
That's a bit of a game changer.
Yeah, could be.
Have you been making use of Data Sucker much?
I get that whenever I make a successful run on a central server, and I haven't been running on central servers at all.
So that's a bit wasted there.
Yeah.
Currently, yes. That's why one reason I actually put a piece of ice in front of archive, so that if he wants to get a free run at that, it's going to cost him some money. So
yeah. So I'm going to run on server 2, and I'm going to...
You're really struggling on getting into his HQ, eh? I thought you'd be just...
Yeah, I haven't got a code gate breaker. That's the problem.
And you can't leap over that one? With your...
So he's going to try.
No, I'm just going to use my bank job card and get 8 credits.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So yeah, this is interesting.
16 credits. You've got a lot. Wow.
I really need that code gate breaker soon. It's just because again, the longer a game goes, usually more and more agendas build up in HQ because they can't go anywhere else unless you're bluffing. So yeah.
So one of the problems with Jinteki is that you're often money deprived.
No, why would you go for 12 credits there, Nate? Can I hear your analysis on why Cax might have clicked up? Because he's already.
He may not have a better move. He may be stuck with cards. He just might not have a better move.
He's not preparing to unleash some massive ice on you.
Well, he can't res unless I run on it. So he may, if I do happen to hit some ice that's expensive, then yes, but I have to initiate that. So all right, so I'm going to, this is a bit of a rerun from last time. I'm going to use the same femme fatale to put the counter on the Enigma. Then I'm going to do an account siphon. And I bypass this ice and get in. I'm going to siphon away 5 credits. And then...
Ouch.
He has 2 tags, though, which is a problem.
Well, but I have 2 crash spaces, which means I can pay for...
Oh, right. Yes.
Oh, sorry. I think I took too many credits there because, yeah, you're right. I need an extra click that I don't have. So I'm going to remove 1 tag anyway.
Okay.
So this could be, it's a bit risky potentially.
What's the crash space that you're talking about?
So crash space, basically every turn I get 2 credits that I can use for removing tags. So it means I don't have to spend any of my own money out of the bank for that.
And is that from one of your cards?
Yep, it's from one of my cards. If you look, so the first row, the top row is always your icebreakers, and then the next one is your hardware. So you can see my Desperado consoles in the middle row, and then the bottom row is resources.
Oh, okay.
Now, because I had a tag, Cax could have trashed those crash spaces, but he decided not to for some reason. But that's okay. Maybe just didn't want to spend the money.
You have to forgive me for I can't read any of the card names because the capture bar is right over top of where that appears.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Yeah, so I can explain a little bit of it. So anyway, so I got a nice amount of money, which is good.
Not a lot of cards though. Low on cards.
No, I agree.
But Cax's HQ is wide open right now, right?
It is basically, yeah.
How does that make you feel, Cax? A little nervous?
No, not really. Not with the cards I have in hand. Potentially.
You've got something good. Some goods coming down the pipe.
Finally got my code breaker for my code gate breaker. Yog 0.0. So let the fun times begin here. I can basically just run at will. Now against his
Cax, you better have something good, man. This is not looking good for you right now.
I'm not worried at all, actually, to be honest, but
So I'm just passing through. There's a Project Junebug, so that's good. Got rid of that. And
If you have a chance, Nate, can you try and turn your setting audio down?
oh, sure.
Still
Where
quite
is that
loud and
actually? I don't
splashes.
know. Is it under settings?
Right across the top, settings
Oh, okay, yeah.
and sounds. You can uncheck
Okay.
those and turn your
Perfect.
pull the volume down.
Okay, that should be better.
And you've got 3 counters on Data Sucker. What's the plan with those?
Well, I can use that to lower the strength of ice. So
Any ice?
yeah, I can spend them. So you know what? I'm gonna see what's in server for you.
This seems like it could be a problem for you. If I'm just guessing.
Which, for Cax or for me?
For you,
I'll let you through, Nate.
I think Cax has a little surprise waiting for you.
Yeah, it could be.
Something nasty, I'm guessing. Because he sounds really confident for a man whose servers are wide open.
That's
I
right.
know.
Absolutely. So you're
Ah,
welcome to run it.
no, I got it.
Oh,
He was hoping I was going to panic and think it was a Project Junebug and I'd lose my whole hand.
Yes.
He was that's what he was banking on, but
That's exactly
no,
it.
he's got to be sweating now because
You are in the driver's seat.
Oh, that's fine. I'm not too worried at all, to be honest.
what's
So
that?
I'm going to get rid of that femme fatale. I'm throwing up a new ice in front of my HQ.
All right, go, bring it.
And,
I'm
Nate
not
is
afraid.
supremely confident here.
I have 18 credits. Every time I get a successful run on HQ, I get 3 credits refunds.
Now, if there's
2
anything,
for Gabe and 1 for my. No, it's false confidence. He's in
if there's
trouble
anything
here.
I've learned about this game, though, it's the game is never over until it's over. You only need 7 points, right? So
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, let's see. Trash it or oh,
Res it.
what happened there?
Res.
Yeah.
I'll res.
Wall of Thorns.
Yeah, I'll res. No problem.
That's a barrier you can see. So this would be an example where Data Sucker comes in handy because Data Sucker lowers the strength of that ice from 5 down to say, 2 or whatever, and I can break it just with a couple credits. So
okay, right. And so you're using Corroder for that one?
yeah, Corroder would break that one. So, and basically at this point he's also a bit broke right now, which is also good. So there is
I seem to
opportunity to run on other servers. And
the bottom left of Corroder, the number 2 is the strength of that icebreaker, and then he's got a strength, and the difference is the cost you have to pay. Is that correct?
It depends on the ice, but if you look at the Corroder, it says 1 credit breaks a barrier subroutine, and 1 credit increases the strength. So I can either pay to increase the strength, or I can spend Data Sucker tokens to lower to
lower his strength.
Yeah, and lower exactly. So you've got 4 tokens on there. So I'll run on his HQ.
So he's got a little
The
passive
only risk
income
is
from
that
pad
he
camping.
may have snares in hand, which could be bad because it'll give me a tag just when I don't need one. So maybe I'll just keep digging through the deck and see what I get.
Cactus, do you have some passive income coming from pad campaign now?
I do not, but
No, he was hoping for Melange. That was his big play.
Doesn't say game $1 when your turn begins.
Sorry.
Okay, good to know.
That's an undue click. That's an undue click there.
He just revealed his trap, like.
Oh boy.
All right, so Project Junebug. No, nice to know you're there, but
yeah.
He's getting nervous.
Yeah, he's definitely messing up here.
So
well, he's got one of the things in the core set is that Jinteki struggles a lot with money. It's not a very lucrative identity. So
what's pad campaign doing for you then, Cax, if it's not generating passive income?
So currently I have to get them out in my servers and activated, and then they will be gaining $1 per turn for me.
So turning it up doesn't activate it? Sorry, that's your archives.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm used to my servers being on my left on the screen there.
There goes that campaign too. That's gotta hurt. And it does hurt.
Are you going to let that run, Nate, or are you going to
No,
use it?
I'm going to spend a data sucker token.
Mhm.
Did that spend? I didn't see anything happen.
You didn't lose one off data sucker, no.
Huh. How do you do that? It should. They've revamped this. How do I do that? Okay, I don't know how to lower my.
There it is.
There you go.
Oh, all right. I don't know. How did you do that?
This is Femme
When I
Fatale
use my
you're going to use here?
Through? Did that spend a credit? No, it didn't. What the heck? I'm going to break it with my Mimic. I'll just spend the credit manually here.
Okay.
Okay, pass icing, continue. And another pad campaign. Yeah, that's going to really mess him up because he has no economy now.
You're really neutering them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is.
He's really a broken man on a Halifax pier right
The
now.
last of the Barrett's privateers. So at least I've whittled him down. He spent $8 on those clicks plus.
I did spend a lot, yeah. So I'm just used forged activation orders to make him res the ice on R&D or lose it. So use it or lose it. Well, and he chose to res it. Interesting. It's just a wall of static. It's a
2 credits
very good.
left.
It's a basic barrier, but he's down to 2 credits though. So you're going to see him have to start clicking for credits. Now, what he did there, which you may not have noticed, was he clicked to get rid of all my virus counters. So it meant that my virus counters disappeared off data sucker. So it kind of reset that. So
Right.
he, yeah.
That way he can't use his barrier breaker, his corroder, to get through my wall of static now.
Okay.
And it also he can't get.
Well, no,
through
I can
Wall of
use my
Thorns.
corroder to get through the wall of static. I can use it to get through either of them. I just have to spend money.
Can you actually buff up? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Corroder can give you extra strength. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was a misplay, but
No, that's fine. I didn't want you.
sure you didn't.
No.
Why did you put 2 crash spaces up, Nate, instead of just 1?
Well, they pay. So if I run into something where it gives me a couple tags, I can remove both of them for free. I just have to spend the clicks. So it's. I also, if I do hit something like a trap that so for example, if I do hit if he does have a trap that causes meat damage, I can trash them to prevent up to 3 meat damage. So they just protection basically. Now you see he's having to click for credits. He's got nothing to work with right now.
That's a sign of a desperate man.
It is. And yeah, I'd love to see it. Okay. Just gonna give myself a bit of protection. Run R&D. So I'm gonna add 1 strength and fully break wall of static. Okay. Okay.
What did you find?
I can't say. Well, I guess I can say because Cax is gonna see it very shortly. but it was a cell portal.
Which
So,
does what?
That's a piece of ice.
Yeah, it's a piece of ice that basically loops. I believe it doesn't loop you back to the beginning of the stack of ice.
Yeah.
If you don't break it.
Oh.
It's kind of a weird one. It's something that
You need it at the bottom.
is in the core set, but I've seen it in next to no builds.
Yeah.
You got to get it early though, right? You want other pieces of ice in front of it.
Correct. Yeah, you want another piece of ice, and then it will rotate around.
See, I'm figuring that he actually has kind of a mitt full of agendas right now, because we've scored 3, and he's down to only 20 cards left in his deck. So
mathematically,
yeah. So luckily I have an infiltration card, so I can take a peek on this guy and see.
No, you can't.
But he could stop.
Oh, he paid to block it.
Zaibatsu
Fair, yeah, that was a misplay on my part. I should have trashed that guy first. But it did cost him. It did cost him a credit though.
Yeah, it's expensive for you, but I guess you have 9 credits, so.
I do, yeah.
30 minutes of gameplay, and that's your first mistake, Nate. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Cax,
what would you say is your worst mistake so far?
Not being able to score that Nisei. That was
yeah, that really did change the.
That was a turning point, because that would have given me an end the run for him as well. So I could have stopped him at any point.
Right.
I'm gonna hop your ice.
Okay.
And get in. Oh, there we go. There's.
Oh, the one card that would have won it. There it is.
Yeah. Wait, was this a trap hero on server 4?
Yes, it was. I thought you run that one actually.
It was a Junebug, yeah. No, I knew you had a Junebug in hand because of your mistake, and I'm like, I'll let him score it.
No, why didn't you let him run it, Cax? Because you actually paid to stop him from getting in your trap.
No, I paid to stop him from
stop me exposing it. So I tried. My mistake was I should have run Zaibatsu Loyalty, trashed it, and then exposed server 4, and then I would have gotten a glimpse.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, but as it was, I just I used so the inside job card allows you to jump the outermost piece of ice, or the first piece of ice encountered, I should say. So if you have run into a bunch of unresed ice, it doesn't trigger. But as soon as you run into a resed piece of ice, you jump it and get in. And so I was able to hop in and grab the priority requisition. Yeah, I think me taking that Nisei was key. That was
the turning point of the game.
That was a turning point, because after that you lost all momentum. And the only thing was, it was really frustrating off the hop, is that you had a lot of money early, and I had 2 account siphons in hand.
Oh, and you couldn't get through my.
I couldn't get through because the code kit. I couldn't get through because I didn't have my Yogg, and I could not break through. And so when you scored your first agenda, or sorry, I think when I got that one agenda, the first agenda I got, I actually, my net damage was I lost an account siphon. So I'm like, I've only got 1 left. So I played the Femme Fatale. I put the counter on the Enigma, and hopped just use that just to get that account siphon off, because I would have had 2 account siphons off on you, and that's 10 credits that you're down. That's a lot.
That would have been punishing.
That would have been, especially with Jinteki in the core set, because they don't have a lot of economy cards. But I was surprised to see how broke you ended up being at the end. You don't normally play that that way. You're usually but the Wall of Thorns is expensive.
Though, you don't have a choice.
8 credits.
And you did trash a bunch of my economy cards too. You trashed. You got in very nicely to the
pads.
Then the pads
and the Melange. Yeah, I would say those were the 2 key runs. What was that ice on server 4? Because you never rezzed it.
It was Wall of
Thorns. Oh, no money.
No money. No.
Yeah,
no.
That's expensive. hard to
You played it
res.
very well, actually. You played it perfectly. Every card I put down in that server that was good for you, you ran, and every card I put down that you shouldn't have run, you didn't. So
Yeah,
you just guessed perfectly every time.
yeah. Maybe we played too many games against each other.
Yeah, you just
You
know.
need
What's
to get
server one all about?
your bluffing up better, Cax. That'll do it for me next time.
That was a snare.
Hey, Cax,
Well-
you should res these cards so the audience can see what you had.
Here. I'll just give myself a ton of money here and res it all up.
Yeah.
Actually, and Randall, I got to say that your provoking didn't help. Every provoke you did was actually in Nate's favor.
I've played enough games against you.
To be fair, I did not take his commentary into account at all.
Summarily dismissed me.
As a guy who's like, sorry, what does that card do? I'm not listening to him.
I was grinding my teeth as Randall said, "Run that server, run that server."
The crazy thing, Randall, is that when you play enough of this, you literally all you have to see is the symbol. If you just showed me the symbol of like this staticky ball,
yeah,
for example, on the R&D server, I'd be like, okay, wall of static, strength 3 barrier, and the run 1 subroutine. Like you just you don't even need to read them. You just know.
It just gets to the point where you know what it is.
Let me tell you, I don't read the cards, I read the man.
Yeah. Hey, what was inside server 1 there?
Oh, server 1 was a snare.
Oh, it was a snare, yeah.
Yeah, that's there. Right. So you kept that.
Yeah.
You left that alone the whole game, which was unfortunate. But
well, that brings us to the end of the video. And if you want to see Nate dominate over Cax some more, subscribe and like. If you want to see Cax have a chance at defeating Nate, like and subscribe. Either way, just like
vindication. Vindication.
Hey, it's our tradition. It's our tradition to play best of 3 on a typical evening. So
yes,
that's our usual thing. So we got 2 games in. I had 2 very actually, if you add up the agenda points, it was basically 15 to 2.
We're gonna end the humiliation here for Cax.
Yes.
That's legendary tactics.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
See you in the next one.
Thanks for watching. Bye.